Coming home to the body. Why the body is the doorway. To live mindfully is to learn how to come home, and the first door of that home is the body. It may sound almost too simple, but the simplest truths are often the ones we overlook. We can spend whole days in the mind's projections. What happened yesterday, what might go wrong tomorrow, what someone thinks of us, and never actually feel the breath filling our chest, the ground holding our feet, the warmth in our hands as we hold a cup. Thich Nhat Hanh often said that when the mind is not with the body, we miss our appointment with life. The mind races ahead with plans and worries. The body remains here, quietly breathing, waiting to be noticed. Mindfulness reunites them. Through this reunion, life becomes available again, fresh, immediate, and trustworthy. He returns to this theme again and again, because it is the foundation on which everything else rests. In the miracle of mindfulness, he teaches that mindful breathing and mindful walking bring the mind back to the body so we can be truly alive in the present moment. In The Art of Living, he describes mindfulness as the energy that makes us fully present, fully alive here and now, aware of what is happening inside and around us. These are not poetic slogans, they are instructions. When you feel scattered, locate the breath. When you feel anxious, feel the soles of the feet. When your thoughts spiral, notice the contact points where your body meets the chair. These small acts begin the journey home. Coming home to the body is not a retreat from the world. It is a way of meeting the world with steadiness. When we are exiled in thought, life feels unreliable because we are relating to our ideas about experience rather than to experience itself. Sensation doesn't lie. The ribs either expand or they do not. The air either feels cool in the nostrils or it does not. The floor either supports us or it does not. To return to sensation is to step onto ground that can be felt and trusted. This is why so many of Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings begin with the body. He is not asking us to choose body over mind. He is showing that only when body and mind are reunited can we see clearly and respond wisely. The body anchors wisdom in reality. There is also tenderness in this return. We come home not to inspect the body as a problem to be fixed, but to befriend it as a faithful companion. The body has carried us through seasons of joy and sorrow, often without acknowledgement. It has signaled danger, sometimes long before the mind understood the situation. It has also carried the tension of years, clenched jaws, hunched shoulders, tight bellies, shallow breaths. Coming home is a reconciliation. As Thich Nhat Hanh teaches in How to Sit, sitting down to be with the body is an act of love. We are saying, I am here with you. I will listen. When we practice in this spirit, the body becomes more than flesh and bone. It becomes a teacher. It tells us when to slow down and when to rest. It shows us, through subtle changes in breath and pulse, when we are acting from fear and when we are acting from steadiness. Over time, this listening becomes a form of wisdom. It does not replace analysis or planning, but it adds a layer of truth that the mind alone cannot provide. The body's language is immediate, precise, and honest. To ignore it is to abandon a source of guidance that is always available. Breath, the bridge of return. If coming home is the movement, breath is the bridge. Every tradition that knows how to calm the heart and clarify the mind begins with breathing. The Buddha devoted an entire discourse, the Anapanasati Sutta, to mindful breathing, offering a sequence of exercises that lead from awareness to calm, from calm to concentration, and from concentration to insight. Thich Nhat Hanh draws this line with beautiful clarity. He suggests beginning simply, breathing in, I am aware of my whole body. Breathing out, I am aware of my whole body. With those words, attention spreads from the head into the chest, shoulders, belly, and limbs. We become a whole person again. He then invites a second sentence. Breathing in, I calm my whole body. Breathing out, I calm my whole body. When we repeat this quietly, without strain, the breath responds, it lengthens, it softens. The nervous system hears the message, you are safe enough to release. In The Blooming of a Lotus, a book of guided meditations for healing and transformation, he offers many variations on these phrases, gentle pathways that carry us into deeper care for the body. He suggests that in mindful breathing, the mind and the breath become one, and as that happens, the breath harmonizes the whole person. Tension loosens, scattered energy gathers, a quiet confidence returns. This is not mind over matter, it is mind with matter. When the breath is welcome, the body knows it is being respected. As the body relaxes, the mind trusts it is being supported. The two help each other. In the first 4 exercises of mindful breathing, the Buddha asks practitioners to bring the mind back to the body and take care of the body. Thích Nhất Hạnh translates this into daily life with a disarming practicality. If you are in a difficult conversation, return to one breath. If you are driving, let a red light be a bell of mindfulness. If you are washing your hands, feel the temperature of the water. The point is not to perform a ritual. The point is to touch what is real. Breath is the thread that stitches attention to the facts of experience, moment by moment. Because breath is always here, it can become a place of refuge. In peace is every step. He calls breathing a stable ground where we can take refuge. When agitated, just follow your breathing. Refuge does not mean escape. Refuge means a safe vantage point from which we can see clearly. When we breathe consciously, we create a small space in which reactivity loses power. In that space, we can choose a wiser response. This is why mindful breathing is foundational. Without it, we are at the mercy of every gust of emotion. With it, we are still affected by feelings, but we are not carried away. Breathing is not a luxury. It is how we stay in relationship with our life. There is joy in this bridge too. Thích Nhất Hạnh says you can touch peace just by breathing in or making a step, and that peace is your every breath. Try this on an ordinary day. Stand by a window. Inhale as if you are receiving a gift. Exhale as if you are giving a gift. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Let the jaw unclench. Sometimes the most faithful prayer is nothing more than a long, kind exhalation. When you treat breathing as a friend instead of an automatic function, the quality of your hours changes. The mind becomes less combative. The heart becomes more available. The body becomes a home rather than a battlefield. Walking, learning to live in your steps. To walk is to be human, and to walk mindfully is to remember how to be human with grace. Thích Nhất Hanh's walking meditation is a practice of arrival. He offers simple guidance. Slow down enough that you can feel the body's weight transfer from heel to ball to toes. Let each step be paired with a breath. If the mind pulls you into planning or remembering, smile softly and return to the feeling of contact with the earth. He loves to say, walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. The instruction is poetic, but the result is concrete. The mind steadies, the body warms. A stream of calm energy begins to flow through the nervous system. Walking brings together body and mind in a way that is direct and reliable. He says that only when body and mind are united are we truly in the here and the now. When the feet and breath keep gentle time with each other, thought becomes less sticky. You may still think, but thinking is not the only thing happening. Sensation becomes vivid again. You feel air against the skin. You notice the exact texture of the ground. You sense the presence of trees and sky without needing to comment on them. There is a soft dignity to this. You are not rushing to conquer the day, you are participating in it. This practice also widens the circle of our contact with life. In walking, we are not only reconnecting with our own body, we are also communicating with the earth. In The Long Road Turns to Joy, his handbook on walking meditation, he explains that mindful steps are a way of touching the planet with love. Each step can be a message. I am here with you. I thank you. I will care for you. This is not fantasy. It is a training of perception and intention. When we walk like this, consumption slows, appreciation increases, choices change because our relationship to the ground we walk on has become intimate. Walking also reveals insight. He says each step contains happiness. Each step has love. It is striking how often insight arises after a period of mindful walking. Questions that felt knotted begin to loosen. Emotions that felt overwhelming become workable. This is not magic. It is the fruit of rhythm and contact. When attention is braided with breath and step, the mind's turbulence settles enough that deeper knowing can surface. You may not get an answer. You may get a better question. Either way, you are more in touch with what is true for you. If you live in a city, you can do this between the train and your doorway, on a lunch break, or while waiting for a meeting to begin. If you live near trees, you can walk a short loop and let your senses drink. If you are recovering from illness or injury, you can shorten the distance and lengthen the attention. Thich Nhat Hanh emphasizes that there is no ideal pace or perfect form. The only measure is sincerity. Are you truly in your steps, or are you only using your legs to carry your head somewhere else? When you are truly in your steps, time opens, and ordinary streets become places of practice. Sitting and deep relaxation, befriending the whole body. Sitting is the sister of walking, where walking is movement infused with awareness. Sitting is stillness infused with awareness. In How to Sit, Thich Nhat Hanh says it is good to have a regular practice of sitting meditation, even if it is only 10 minutes in the morning or before bed. The point is not to attain visions, it is to enjoy the simple pleasure of sitting. He suggests a gatha for taking your seat. Sitting here is like sitting under the Bodhi tree. My body is mindfulness itself, calm and at ease, free from all distraction. To say this quietly is to give the body permission to unclench. The posture becomes dignified but not rigid. The shoulders drop. The face softens into a half smile. In sitting, the breath is again the guide. Let it be natural. Notice the rising and falling of the belly. Feel the chest expand and release. When thoughts come, which they will, treat them kindly. A thought is not a mistake. It is a signal that your mind is alive. Acknowledge it and return to the breath. Over time, the returning becomes restful. The muscles learn that they do not have to brace for impact. The heart learns it does not have to rehearse every possible future. The mind learns it does not have to solve everything now. Sitting becomes medicine. From this ground of sitting, Thich Nhat Hanh often leads practitioners into deep relaxation, sometimes called a body scan. The method is deceptively simple. You lie down or sit comfortably and bring gentle attention to one area at a time, from the top of the head to the soles of the feet. You might say silently, breathing in, I am aware of my eyes. Breathing out, I smile to my eyes. Then the jaw, the throat, the shoulders, the heart, the belly, the hands, the hips, the knees, the feet. Each part receives awareness and a small smile. In The Blooming of a Lotus, he offers many such meditations, reminding us that the body has its own language, and that when you know how to help release tension in a part of the body, healing happens more quickly. What makes deep relaxation transformative is the attitude with which we practice. We are not forcing anything to change. We are offering presence, and presence is deeply therapeutic. Muscles that have been holding for years may not release all at once, but they begin to trust. Organs that have been working without thanks receive gratitude and respond with ease. The nervous system shifts from constant vigilance to a more balanced tone. People who practice regularly often report sleeping better, digesting better, and reacting less impulsively. These are not side effects, they are natural outcomes when the body knows it is being cared for. Sitting and deep relaxation also chip away at a harmful cultural belief that the body must justify its existence by producing or performing. In mindfulness, the body is not a machine for accomplishing tasks. It is a living field of experience worthy of respect. Thich Nhat Hanh encourages us to relearn the art of resting. He points out that when an animal is wounded, it lies down and rests. Its whole system knows how to heal. Humans often override that instinct with caffeine, screens, and schedules. Coming home to the body includes reclaiming our birthright to rest without guilt. Rest is not laziness. Rest is how life repairs itself. A kind and nonviolent friendship with the body. If this chapter has a single moral, it is kindness. To come home to the body is to commit to a nonviolent relationship with ourselves. Thich Nhat Hanh says the body is a miracle that contains the earth, the sun, the stars, and all our ancestors. He means that our genetic, cultural, and spiritual inheritances are all present here, now. When we care for the body, we honor those who came before and those who will come after. To keep yourself healthy, he says, is to be kind to your ancestors and your descendants. Health in this sense is not only medical, it is relational. It is the quality of friendship we extend to our own form. A nonviolent friendship has simple features. We listen. We do not demand the impossible. We feed ourselves in a way that respects the body's real needs. We move in ways that are nourishing rather than punishing. We keep company with people who help us stay in touch with what is wholesome. We learn the distinction between comfort that truly restores and comfort that numbs. We forgive the body for being mortal and changing. We thank it for its signals, even when the signal is pain, because pain is information, and information is a kind of love. This friendship also means we recognize the unity of body and mind. The Buddha taught, and Thich Nhat Hanh repeats in many books, that body and mind are two aspects of one reality. The mind contains the body, and the body contains the mind. Thoughts and emotions leave traces in posture, breath, and heart rate. Posture, breath, and heart rate influence thoughts and emotions. When we breathe, sit, and walk with care, we are not only helping muscles and organs, we are also shaping the climate of the mind. When we cultivate kind thoughts, we are not only aiding the mind, we are also altering hormonal and neural patterns that directly affect the body. Practice at either level helps the other. To many people, this unity feels like a revelation because we have been schooled in separation. We were taught to treat the body as an inconvenience or a vehicle or a problem. Mindfulness asks us to revise this story. The body is your first sanctuary. It is the ground of your capacity to love, to work, to serve, to delight. Coming home to it is not self-indulgence. It is responsible citizenship in the ecosystem of your own life. When you are at home in your body, you are less likely to harm others because you are less likely to act from panic or depletion. When you are at home in your body, you are more able to listen, to wait, to feel, to choose wisely. This is how private practice becomes public benefit. There is also a mystical sweetness in this friendship. When you sit quietly and feel the breath, a sense of continuity often appears. You feel the presence of those who held you when you were small, and those you will never meet who made your life possible. You feel the presence of those you love now. You feel the earth itself breathing with you in the rhythm of seasons and tides. Thich Nhat Hanh loves to say that your true home is a solid reality you can touch with your feet, your hands, and your mind. To live this is to sense that home includes your personal body and extends beyond it into the larger body of life. You belong to both. If there is a practice to carry forward from these pages, let it be approachable. Choose one doorway and walk through it often. Breathe in and know you are breathing in. Breathe out and know you are breathing out. Take one mindful walk each day, even if it is from your car to your front door. Sit for a few minutes before you open your laptop or before you sleep, and let the body soften. When you wake, place a hand on your heart and thank your body for keeping you through the night. These are small things, but small things shape a life. As these gestures accumulate, you will discover that you are spending more time at home and less time lost. Stability will feel less like an achievement and more like a natural state. Coming home to the body is not a goal you cross off a list. It is a way of living in honest contact with experience. It begins anew every day. Some days, the door will feel wide open. Other days, it will seem stuck. On those days, be especially gentle. A single conscious breath is enough to remind you of the path. A single step taken with care is enough to reintroduce you to the ground. This steady returning is the heart of practice. In returning, we discover that the home we sought was never far. It was here all along, in lungs that rise and fall, in feet that touch the earth, in a body that, when treated kindly, becomes a place of peace. Embodiment in the teaching of Thich Nhat Hanh is not a theory. It is a lived reconciliation of mind and body through walking, sitting, and resting. It is the understanding that wisdom is not only what we think, but how we breathe, how we step, how we lay the head on the pillow at the end of the day. It is the realization that to be present is to be in the body, and that being in the body with tenderness and respect is to be at home in the world.